there were times where it became so overwhelming where it's like I don't even want to hoop no more. Like, because for a lot of us, I don't know about most people, but for me, when I was younger, like, if I had something going on here and I was stressed out here, I would go hoop and it'd take
Take your
everything
mind
away.
away.
You see what I'm
Sure.
saying? So it kind of reversed. Like, it was like, I don't want to hoop. And over here, it's taking this, like, it kind of flipped on me somewhere in between once I got introduced to the business side of things. And I got introduced earlier than most because I went to a school that's a big business.
What are you thinking? Yeah. What are you thinking? Yeah. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah. What are you thinking? Hey. What are you thinking? Hey. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah.
Big going. Testing 1, 2, 3. This ain't the taxi driver. No. This ain't the taxi driver where you putting your arms around. You just put your arms around. What make you do that, bro?
I just be chilling, bro. Just be chilling. I be vibing out, man.
You got a saying, peace and love. Peace and love. Where'd that come from?
Peace and love, bro. It come from life, man. Just living your life, traveling, meeting different people, and realizing just the easiest way to flow is just through peace and love with people, man. It makes life easier.
Was you always like that, or do you used to crash out and then you kind of like, you know what? This ain't really it.
I mean, I still crash out, man.
I ain't seen you crash out one time since we've been here.
Nah, I still crash out. it looked different. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when I was younger, it was a bit more like expressive. Like you could see I'm angry or like I'm upset. But I would say now my crash outs look a little different.
What's your crash outs look like?
It depends, bro. It depends.
Depends on the situation. We in the game.
We in the game.
Tell me your crash out. Tell me an in-game crash out. Like what will make you, not on no personal like life, but like
in-game crash out. Like
practice.
Define
whatever.
crash out. Because I feel like a lot of people define it. Define crash out. What does it mean to you?
You get out of pocket. Like basically, you take it to a place you really don't. You try to avoid and don't try to take it there. You know, as men, we have to be more in control of our emotions. As black basketball players playing in a country where it was colonized by predominantly Caucasian background, they kind of have a bias towards darker skinned people. It's just, it is what it is.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So your crash outs could be different. It's gonna be different catered to the environment you in.
Okay.
We're in this type of environment. So you really gotta manage how you do anything because it's like a heightened experience with anything you do. You see what happened with me? Apparently I crashed out. Apparently I crashed out. And their eyes, that was me crashing out. I was just quiet and I spoke 2 words. One day I was mad, I didn't say anything. I just sat back and was just like, I was so upset, I just decided to not say anything because I'm like, I gotta be in control of my emotions because I can't just spaz.
Yeah.
I can't spaz. Like, so my anger showed in my silence. I didn't say nothing the rest of the day. And they're like, oh, you're upset? You good? You upset? You upset?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's not crazy, but it's like that you're going to be put in situations where you literally have to be. It's a great character development type of situation for a man, especially for us inside of this type of situation, especially just with everything up against, you know what I mean? To be honest, like it's gonna make a hell of a person out of you, because you're gonna be put in so many situations where you have to decide how you respond. Dictates a lot of literally job offers you have afterwards. It's a big part of a big part of playing basketball overseas is just your interaction with the people.
Yeah.
That's like a good 30% of why you get a job, because they're gonna ask, how are you as a person?
How is it as a person? Yeah.
That weighs so heavily into your job.
In any job. In most jobs.
In most jobs,
In most
I only can speak about the job we in. That's why I speak on it. In this career, I can't really. I really haven't had too many other jobs. Like I said, I worked at Walmart when the pandemic hit, and it didn't really matter if you did. I don't know if it was the pandemic or just how ruthless it was out there. Like, people crashing out almost every day. I told my manager, they was like, "Do you want to be here?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to be here." Like, basically fire me.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, you know what? We're just gonna let that slide. So it's like, if you crash out, they don't really care. That's normal.
This was where?
This is in Walmart.
Okay.
I think that was the most toxic place I've ever been in my lifetime, bro.
You was working there?
Working there.
How long you worked there for?
Worked there for about 10 months.
Okay.
So I got a good little, about 10 months, 9 months.
Yeah.
So back to what you were saying. What's a crash out for you?
These days, it kind of just shows in like how I'm moving. Like, I know what's good for me and I know what's not good for me. So if I'm leaning more towards like what's not good for me, that means I'm probably in the midst of a crash out. It'd take a lot for somebody to see it.
If they don't know you.
If you don't know me.
Right.
It'd take a lot. But these days, that's more so, in my opinion, what my crash outs look like.
Have you crashed out since you've been here?
Crashed out? Nah.
I don't think anybody has since you've been here. The only crash out we saw was that one game.
But I don't even. Yeah, that was.
Now that's a crash out. Now that's the epitome of a crash out. They crashed out and they be looking. That's what I'm saying. Y'all be looking at us like we're the ones that's wild. Like, I ain't never in any part of my life got that physical or that close to getting into an altercation with somebody on my team. Like, in the worst of the worst, it's never gotten that bad.
Yeah, but it's a cultural thing. Like, there's an understanding there.
They could do it with each other.
Oh, but I just think it comes from like, once you begin to understand a person, like those two, they've been around each other for some time, so like they understand each other, they understand what makes each other upset.
Right.
This, that, the other. So when I look at that situation, like, it's not that bad. It's like two brothers fighting. Not that it's a brother-brother relationship, but when you around somebody long enough, like, you're gonna get upset. It's normal because you like to do things the way you like to do things, and somebody might like to do things a different way. There's a disagreement there, especially amongst men.
Right.
In the sport that we play. So I don't think that's so much of a crash out because they was able to come back, and it's not to say it's been completely normal, but it's been a professional relationship since. So I don't think that's too. If it was happening every single day,
oh yeah,
then I would say this is. But it was just a heat of the moment type thing.
I'm not even gonna go into that. We're gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah. I'm gonna just leave that alone. It is what it is. Like you say, they handle things different. I just know we're not allowed to have that. We don't have that grace.
I think it depends.
On what?
Relationships. Like,
do you think your relationship is strong enough here that you can come out on the right side of that situation?
I mean, it's tough. It's tough. You have to understand the profession now. Like, as an individual, like you have to understand who you are in the profession that we're in. And then it's easier to navigate. That's a tough one because there's a lot of nuances there. I'll be here all day getting into nuances, but
Give me one.
one what?
One nuances of this situation. Of any situation to clarify, just to make it more like, of being in of a altercation. Basically, we're talking about crash out. So being in a crash out situation, what is the nuance that you can literally maneuver through that would allow you to come out on the right side?
Relationships, like if you're somebody who's like, they say it all the time, like Draymond Green, for example, like if I do this, this happens. If somebody else does it, but it's because his relationship with the media is the way it is, and his relationship with whatever's going on.
Right.
He has no, what's the word I'm looking for? Like he has no grace with that because of his history. Now, that's why I say relationships are important. If you come into a space and you just automatically arguing with people, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're not building any relationships with anybody, then nobody's gonna vouch for you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But if you just normal and like people like you, and you crash out, it's like, nah, he just having a bad day.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it depends. It always depends. And that's a nuance that it's a stigma. Like sometimes the stigma is we come out here as foreigners and we just looking for we looking out for our own best interest. It's a nuance that you have to navigate.
Aren't we supposed to?
There's a way to go about it. There's no right way to go about it. But
There's no right way to go about it?
These are nuanced things. So it's difficult. It's difficult because you can find success in a lot of different ways going about it. You could go about it this way and it'll lead you to wherever you think your success is. So there's no one way to do it.
Right.
But in my, like,
if I was I'm coming out of college,
okay.
which do you feel, you've been in the game how long?
As a pro,
Yes.
this is my 5th year.
You've been in the game 5th year. Okay. You're halfway to a vet. So you've learned some things.
Sure.
Right? You first coming out, seen a couple different paths.
Yeah.
What do you believe will be the best route to at least make it to 5 years and have a continuous growth rate? Because that's what you've been able to accomplish.
Yeah. If you're coming out of college, like, what's the path?
Just like just a new player. You come out of college, they starting. A player that's starting. Because my perspective is gonna be different because your route was different. You came from a bigger school.
Yeah.
You know, some that holds weight for different. I came from Savannah State. That didn't hold no weight. You went to UCLA.
Yeah.
That holds a lot of weight that can get you in a better position from the start.
Sure.
That can get, he went there. Automatically, you're going to get an opportunity because it's just such a high, it's just a better starting point. That's just all it is.
Sure.
A guy coming out of UCLA right now.
But would I tell someone coming out of UCLA
Yeah.
if they want to play overseas?
Because you said they believe, majority of the teams or whatever believe that their imports are coming there for their own best interest. And I say, well, aren't they supposed to? And you say there's a way to go about it. Which way would you tell somebody to go about it? The best way, in your experience, from your perspective.
I can only speak for myself.
Right.
So let's rephrase the question. If I was talking to myself,
Okay.
coming out of coming out of school,
All right.
I would advise myself to, when you begin to travel and begin to experience different cultures, like try to embrace where you are. You see what I'm saying? I've been able to go to a lot of different countries, hear a lot of different languages, experience a lot of different cultures. And I think it's important wherever it is you are, even if you don't like it so much, embrace that moment.
Okay.
And then figure yourself out, like what makes you go. If you don't know yourself, I'm speaking to myself. If you don't know yourself, try and figure yourself out, like what makes you operate as a pro. Like where is your success at as a pro? Where have you found success? And try and build a routine around that. So whether it be what you're doing on the court, what you're doing off the court, what you eating, what time you going to sleep, like simple things. Like find where that success is for you and try and like mimic it daily and just stack the eggs. And naturally, like you'll progress if you do that. If you go the other way, I don't know.
So let me see if I can clarify just a little bit. Basically, it's I shoot the MIDI really well.
Sure.
I should focus on maximizing because I've had success at like these spots, for instance. So I know I need to get up 100 middies a day and build upon that consistently because I've seen success in this area.
Yeah, so exactly. I mean, I think it's important to, because we're professionals. So what kind of pro do you want to be? Like what is your role? What's your role? And then once you establish what your role is, a lot of people like to think about money. Okay, who's the highest paid player playing this role? Find out who that is and then watch that individual. And why are they paying him so much? You see what I'm saying?
Would you advise watching, what level would you advise the pro company? Would you advise them to watch EuroLeague, more of the league that they are in, or the NBA? Because it's all completely different.
I'll probably, if I've never been in that league, I'd probably pay attention to the league that I'm in. And if you like NBA, you can watch NBA, EuroLeague. It depends. A lot of people love watching. Just
extract from whatever position that is. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
people relate to other things.
Yeah, there's similar prototypes in different leagues.
Right.
So you can take some from
EuroLeague and the league. I don't know if there's like a lot of similarities, but I seen like a stat. You remember Stanley Johnson?
Yeah.
So I seen somebody post on Instagram. They was like how he's struggling in EuroLeague. He's getting like 8 minutes a game, averaging like 2 points. You know, it's just like a huge transition for him that he just can't adapt. Because even in the league, he averaged more than that. He's had more success in the league than he does playing in EuroLeague. It's like it just does not fit his game at all. You know what I mean? So that's why I say I don't know which would be better to learn from. I guess from everybody. I guess you just gotta dibble and dabble in everything. But it's kind of hard because you be looking at a guy like Kevin Punter.
Yeah.
You know, he scores. He's a scorer. But you're not gonna be that type of scorer like if you come here to Argentina, because
score like who?
Like he's given the rock to score.
You talking about KP?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, there's very few that's just going to be given the rock to go score. Here, go score. Even on the lower team, they don't move like that. it's so heavily oriented, just in this league, specifically Argentina, so heavily oriented around the locals. And a lot of Euro leagues like that too as well. They are local centric. Most of the time, like, you get good imports, but majority of the times, it's because they just, like, Nunn is killing right now. Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah.
He's killing. Transition great. Stanley Johnson, transition horribly. Horribly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's tough, man. I think it's important to find. That's why I think it's important to, like, try and understand who you are as a player, and then find an agent who you align with. Like, yo, this is who I am as a player. So the agent's not just looking to get you a job; he's looking to get you specific jobs.
Right.
Because if you a scorer, but your agent gets you a job as a defender, the club is looking for a defender. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, that's all bad.
Man,
You mad, the club mad.
you probably gonna lose out on some bread because they gonna make a change.
Yeah, so what are you best at? That's what the profession is, right? If you a professional scorer, you know what I'm saying?
Try to get in the
You
only
should-
leagues where you could be a scorer.
Yeah, try and be put in situations where you'll flourish. And I think that's important, like I said, with the agent. Like,
It's got to be with the agent.
the agent, because the agent's the one with
Man.
the relationships. And like I said, if you're a scorer and he gets you a job as a defender, you probably won't do too well. You know what I'm saying? You probably won't do too well. It'd be a tough
I
situation.
think that would be a quite great assessment. You're not gonna do too well. Like,
Yeah,
was your agent?
or you might figure it out. You might figure it out. It depends on the individual. You might flourish. Like, oh, maybe I'm not a scorer. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm better as a defender. Or maybe they'll pay me more if I just focus on defense. It depends. Depends on the person.
Was your role like you knew what you came here for?
Hell nah, man. Came where? Came to Argentina?
Yeah.
I mean, now I know why clubs are calling me, but I mean, my first year, like, cause I've taken jobs where, like, my first year was like, okay, we want you to come in and be an offensive threat. Okay, cool. I played well because it was catered around that. Like, that was the vision of the club. My second year, you know, I got to a bigger team, a better league, a better club, but that's not what they called me for real.
Right.
They were more so calling me to fill a role. You see what I'm saying? And I struggle with that because I didn't understand, you know? Mm-hmm. So, and then ever since then, like, I've gotten better with it. So I'm fluid. Like, I could take this role, I could take that role. Like, it depends.
Did they let you know what role you would be playing when you got here?
I mean, you could tell. That's what I'm saying. There's nuances. You talking about here in Argentina or just in general?
No, here in Argentina.
Yeah, I was aware of what my role was. I
What
mean,
was-
just by the conversation I had with the coach and management.
They said they wanted you. What did they tell you? Because I never got that conversation.
Yeah, you got to talk with them, man. You know, they call.
I take blame on this situation of my role here on this team. Why? Because I didn't make it clear to my agent of where I wanted. I understand what he was doing, of why he made the move for me to come here, because it's just going to be better for my resume to say, hey, look, this is a top guy. He's playing with a top team that's respected. He already did whatever over here. He belongs on this level. Look, he's performing on this level. This is not no regular run-in-the-mill. You know what I mean? I understand the play. But the role was not assessed when I got here. So when I got here, I was just so confused. Like, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, yo, what is this? Like, and it had nothing, and this is what threw me for a loop. It has nothing to do with your your physical capabilities, basically how good you are, has nothing to do with how good you are or how better you are than the other person. You are here to fit a certain, like you say, a certain role. And if that is not addressed ahead of time, I myself, as we spoken before, I struggle with that. Because it's like, yo, what is this? What is this? That is...
Yeah, you gotta have those conversations, man. I think it's important. Communication is probably the most important thing. One of the more important things in the profession, because if you just confused all day, you start making up stories in your head.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? But if you just had that conversation with whoever it may be, and be as honest, be vulnerable, be honest.
I had to. I did that myself. I told you I went and talked to the GM. Like, hey, yo.
Yeah, have that conversation.
Hey, man, this is not working, bro. Like, this don't make no sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This don't make no sense. But do you believe there's no love in this game?
Nah, I don't believe that.
No. Why is that? The game don't got no heart.
Nah, it's hard. It's hard. So, man, you just have to understand the profession, bro. You know what I'm saying? Once you begin to understand the profession, like, you just become less concerned because you understand what's going on. You see what I'm saying? In any profession you in, I would encourage you to study and try and figure out not just what makes a player tick, like what makes the GM tick, what makes the coach tick.
Oh, so you're basically saying study the people, and more so than
pay attention to the business side of things. And once you start to understand that to an extent, then you realize, like, yo, this is business. Now, as far as love goes, like, I love to play basketball. I told you, I enjoy being here because the practices it's like I'm just showing up to open gym and just hooping. I enjoy playing basketball, so I try to, although you understand the business side of things, I try to just focus on the basketball side of things. So just focus on basketball, man. Like, cause all that other shit is out of your control. You just focus on basketball, work on your game, work on your craft. You know, things just happen. Things that happen. But
it takes a lot for a person to get to that type of mindset, though, because you're so emotionally attached to it.
Facts, 100%.
So it wears on you certain little things that you try not to let affect you. But like a player getting cut from a team, that's going to wear on you, regardless of you're like, it's the business side.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's not. It's going to affect you emotionally, no matter how much you just try to be like, okay, da.
It could be a good thing. It could light a fire under your ass. It could be a good thing.
I think most time it does, because most players go without like a job. I know a guy, he was here, he's with my agency, and he was playing, I think I told you he was playing for Boca. Matter of fact, he just signed somewhere. But he got done, maybe he lasted like 1 month. That was like November, December, January, February. Almost 3 months, no job. That is sickening. 3 months, you like to chill.
Yeah.
But 3 months, no job, intentionally, that's a long time, bro. If this is your primary source of income, which it is for most players.
Yeah.
I haven't met a player, unless they're just like in Al Thornton space, you know what I mean? Been in the game for so long, has a good like background and all this, who's just like, I'm not really worried about the pay. It's all about the pay. For majority of most players' career, it's all about the pay, because it's like, this is the only reason I'm doing this. It comes from like, I think it comes in waves. It's like the first 6-7 years of my life, I'm like, yes, man, I just love playing basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like you start transitioning to like, man, I just gotta get this bread because this is for the birds. It comes to be because it's like the hassle you got to deal with and all this, and like you start really. You ever got to that point, or you ever had that thought process of, is this even worth it?
Yes, for sure.
When did you first start having that? Like, is it been more recent, or do you reach a certain point where you feel like I played on all the levels and I've earned enough money to where I'm like, I think I want to do something else?
I've been there, but I've kind of been since college, you know.
You wanted to give it up since college?
Yeah, I've been, you know, I have other interests in life also. So sometimes, like, should I go there now or should I wait longer? As long as I'm enjoying playing basketball, I could play until I'm 40. As long as I'm enjoying playing basketball, my mind is there, my mind is healthy. I'm fine.
You know, you be spaced out sometimes.
Yeah, as long as I could play for a long time.
Oh man!
But if my mind's not there, it's tough because, like I said, you start creating imaginary scenarios, and you're no longer focused on like what's going on right now. So
Right.
that's as long as I can remain present and enjoy what I'm doing, enjoy playing basketball. It's cool. So there were times where it became so overwhelming where it's like I don't even want to hoop no more. Like, cause for a lot of us, I don't know about most people, but for me, when I was younger, like if I had something going on here and I was stressed out here, I would go hoop and it'd take everything away. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of reversed. Like it was like I don't want to hoop. And over here, it's taking this, like, it kind of flipped on me somewhere in between once I got introduced to the business side of things. And I got introduced earlier than most because I went to a school that's a big business.
Are you interested in playing overseas basketball one day? I wish someone would have told me 1 year after college I would receive my first pro gig. I wish someone would have told me that having an agent does not guarantee that you will get hired. I wish someone would have told me being cut from a team, because after 10 years in this game, everyone gets cut from a team. Now, after traveling from over 17 different countries and winning up to 7 championships in my pro career, I've put together the 6 most important traits any player needs before starting their career. So go ahead and grab that ebook and get all the information you need today to start your career. Now you can't say no one didn't let you know. So go ahead, grab that ebook and get started so you can become the pro one day. Let's go. So, you know, we talk a lot about finances, right? And it's actually good to have somebody or teammates that you can click with and align with on other stuff outside the game, like understanding the importance of life after ball. Mm-hmm. Like me and T was talking about, you walked in and you immediately seen me and him talking about finances from day one. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? How important is that to be, especially with the other imports and stuff like that? Does that kind of let you gauge the mindset of a player, of who you're dealing with? Like, you ever be on some teams and you know immediately, you know what I mean? Like, you know immediately, bro ain't about nothing for real. He on some other type of time.
I mean, it depends, man. Everybody's in their own space, you know. I thought it was dope when I first got here. It was like, oh, they invest also. So, yeah, it's dope, man. It's dope, man. As far as like the mindset of an individual.
Do you instinctually try to gauge a mindset, or you just let it flow on its own? Because I gotta tell you right now, I'm a reader.
Yeah.
I can't, it's just a part of my nature. I'm just a very, very observant person.
Okay.
I'm very observant. And then I say it all the time, and I be saying it like in a joking matter, but I really mean it when I say I see everything.
Okay.
Is one, I'm really speaking it to really pay and be in tune with everything, to see everything. So I keep repeating that, I see everything. But then two, I like to really gauge tonality, facial expressions, eyes, just to get to know a person. And it's just not hard to when I run across somebody, I'm like, you know what I mean? Some people you just know you're not gonna rock with them. You're not gonna rock with them. They on some other type of time. They probably all about just, just living it up maybe, which is cool for certain, but they really ain't trying to do much more.
You only live once, man.
Well, yeah, but what does that mean?
Yo, I think everybody should do what makes them happy, bro.
At all costs?
Do what makes you happy, bro. Especially when it's not really hurting anybody intentionally. I think everybody should do what makes them happy, bro. If you want to invest, invest. If you're not into investing, don't invest. If you want to do something else all day, do that. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, you align with whoever.
That's your vibe.
Yeah, whoever you vibe with. Naturally, you just align with somebody. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so I think, man, do what makes you happy, man. Enjoy your life. You only live once.
It said some players chase money, some players chase competition, some look for a lifestyle balance.
Okay.
What do you look for in this life?
Oof, you got me with a deep question.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? If people ever wonder why do I call it Arnold's thoughts, because I really be thinking, and it just be like, and I want to get from another person's perspective,
Okay.
because if I only gauge my own, I don't know. Like, sometimes some things you be like, am I tripping? I gotta get some good information from somebody else, because maybe they see something I don't see, and I just be thinking, like, what does it mean? What is the reason? What's the purpose? Where we going with this? What does it benefit? That's just how I be thinking.
Okay.
How I try to gauge every situation. And then if it benefits me, what am I doing? And what am I not doing to either get me there or it's going to put me, it's either something's going to be pushing me towards this or something going to be taken away. So what am I doing for real?
Yeah.
Really, I don't mind criticism. I prefer it. I come from that era. Tell me what's up. Yo, you tripping right now. I needed to hear that. That's just me. You know what I mean? But like I said, what does it mean for you? What do you feel like this life is bringing to you? Because remember we was chopping it up one time and you was like, you say you feel like you're done.
Facts.
How do you get to that point?
Yep.
I don't know how it's possible, but like you're in a much younger age than I am.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's just like, I don't know. I guess just because my path in this game it's never been a chill moment. And then I feel like where I got my understanding and at the part of the game at which I'm in, it's like, dang, I wasted a lot of years. But I don't want to look at it as a waste, because everything happens in its divine timing. So if I just trust that, okay, this is happening exactly when it was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? So it really wasn't a waste. It was really a learning experience, understanding that that's what I got to take it as, because that's what it is. But at 27, I wasn't thinking about. There's only one time I thought about giving up the game. It's on my knee, when I got nerve damage after my surgery. That, I was like, I think I'm done. It was just so much pain, bro. It was just so much pain. I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain. I couldn't walk up and down stairs, hills. Told your doctor said you never play basketball again. Never. I'm like, dang, never? But I didn't accept that. I was like, nah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So what is it? What do you look for in this life?
I like to travel, bro, and just experience different cultures, experience different people, live my life. You know? And I like to just stay aligned with the things I enjoy doing, you know. So at this particular juncture in my life, I really enjoy playing basketball, so I'm aligned with that.
Right.
Alongside that, I'm aligned with other things that I continue to work at and try and get better with, and that gives me purpose.
You feel like you're in alignment at your life right now?
I know myself pretty well, so there's an alignment there. Like I know what makes me tick. For the most part, obviously you're still learning. But
isn't that a saying? Know thyself.
Know thyself. I am who I am.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer in God. So that also helps me navigate this terrain.
That's a great word.
So, I mean, it's love. It's peace and love, man, for real. Like,
oh, man.
You know,
that might be the title. That might be the title.
Yeah, nah, it's peace and love, man, for real.
You ever took a contract that you regretted?
In the moment, yes. In hindsight, no.
What do you mean? What moment was you in?
In the moment, like when I'm there, like, god damn, like, why did I sign this? Like, I knew I shouldn't have signed this.
Where was it?
Where was it? It was in Kreuzheim in Germany. It was my first time, like, damn. Like, I didn't really want to go. I didn't really want to go. And then I went, and it was actually going well, basketball-wise. But I wasn't really having a great time there. Like, I didn't align with the organization. So
everybody, or just like?
Nah, it wasn't like I was beefing with anybody. It was just like, yo, I don't feel good here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel right here. I don't want to be here. It was one of those situations.
At what point should a player be like, you know what, I can't take it no more. I can't stay here. I gotta go. Strictly on the mental side, like sometimes, and I think that's something that gets lost in translation that most guys don't realize. It's like you look at when you look from the outside looking, it's like you're gonna go play in this country and you're getting paid a nice amount.
Making your money.
But when does the other parts of the game, the mental part, be so much that you'd be like, I can't do this?
I mean, everybody has their own talents, you know. For some people, they can stomach more than others. So I think it just depends on the person.
So what happened in that German situation for you?
Like, what did I do?
Yeah.
I asked the coach for my release.
And they gave it to you?
They gave it to me.
Like without no malice or nothing? Or was it like,
Honestly, I went and I hollered at him. It was in the preseason now, like it was.
Oh, before the season even started?
Yeah, I had been there for a month and a half though, at that point. Because we got there early.
That's real early, a month and a half?
Yeah, like we had done like team bonding events. We had like a preseason schedule. We went to France, like we was traveling. Played a few tournaments.
And it wasn't
It was
rocking.
like towards the end of it, I was like, man, like I don't know if I could do like 9-7 months here. Because it was only like September. And I was like, damn, like it's only gonna get worse.
Man.
In my opinion, I was like, man, and I'm playing basketball, I'm playing well. Like it wasn't like I wasn't playing well.
Then what was the things that made you just feel like you couldn't do it, if it wasn't basketball wise?
I just felt like I was in a box. Like I just felt like I was boxed in. Like I didn't have much freedom. Like not even just on the court, but just in that city. Like it was so small and you was boxed in and speak the language. It was one of my wake up moments overseas. Like man, be careful where you go.
I was about to ask, that was another thing I was about to ask, like what's your craziest culture shock you've experienced?
What about that? China was a shock.
China could be a shock.
China was a
It
shock.
can definitely be a culture shock.
Germany was okay. I mean, but I was in a small city Germany. Like I always say, like if I was to do Germany again, I would try and go to a bigger city in Germany.
I heard Germany was pretty straight, like as far as like the lifestyle. I heard they love black people over there, to be honest.
I'm sure they do.
You were there. You tell me.
But I was like I said, I wasn't liking like.
Oh, you was in some small.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't liking like Berlin,
yeah.
Munich, Hamburg, like one of those bigger cities.
Yeah, I get what
Cologne.
you mean now. Dang, that sucks. You was in the.
Like I was in a village, bro. It was like
village.
30,000 people. So I was like, And they were cool. Like they was.
It's still.
They weren't. It's
That's
not
a
like
haul. That's a long haul, boy. Being in a small town like that. I mean, I guess you know what, like, you're much younger. I would probably be the same way too. Like,
Yeah.
Now I'm like, man, I need a small village, just so I can stay focused. I ain't trying to be. Give me just a nice, cool. Like, I don't mind a good city, but like, sometimes, like for me, where I'm at in my life. Remember, like we was talking earlier, and you said, did we was talking on the pod, or was we just chopping it up? You say, how long do I think I can last?
Yeah, I was like, if my mind is there, I could play till I'm 40. If my mind is there.
Right. Yeah, I said I had about 5 more years.
Okay.
I got about 5 more. Maybe I was talking to my homeboy about it, but I think I got like 5 more. Yeah, he did ask me. He said, how long do I feel like I can go? And I said probably like 5 more years, because I just turned 35 last month. And then really it will gauge out to be like, and when I turn 40, I'll be like in the season, finishing that season. I can finish in the summer, which kind of works out because that's when I get my daughter.
Okay.
So it makes sense. And that gives me 5 years to just continuously build out what I've already been building. You know, that's 5 years to be like, all right, this is the plan. For the first, 9 years of my career, I didn't have a plan. Like, what was I gonna do? I had some couple of investment ideas, bad mismanagement of funds, left pretty much all the money I did make. It just slipped through your fingers because you just don't got no plan for your bread.
Yeah.
And I think that's what changes my whole perspective. It started off real. First I was just, in the motivational videos. Just listening to mad motivation. Then they start talking about business. So it kind of got me into business. I'm like, oh dang, I really rock with this business stuff. That's why I said I got the book, I got the course, I got the email, like I got all the stuff that's like to the digital biz, like marketing, digital business. Like I rock with it. So it kind of led me down that. That's how I found Trap. Because they all rocking with each other and I get to hearing him. I'm like, I like stocks. I used to trade Forex. I learned how to do that first, like 2 years ago, but bad mismanagement of money. I couldn't keep no money you know what I mean? So now I got a plan, like, okay, this gonna fund this while I do this. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna put this towards this. I'm gonna invest this. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna build this up, and then this gonna build this, and this gonna sell this. And this gonna rotate back to this and funnel this, and it's just gonna be one big giant. You feel me? I already got the plan.
Yeah.
It took a couple years to formulate a plan, but I guess a lot of times when you don't come from, like, I told my homeboy that, like, you got a game plan for each game you go on playing basketball.
Yep.
But you don't got no game plan for your money to do nothing. Why does it not deserve a plan? That's what you're doing it for. You know what I mean? This is what you're doing. You're doing it for, at this point in your career, you're doing it for a check. And you ain't even got no game plan for what you're going to do today. Everybody has a plan. You got to have a plan.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Most people don't understand that playing overseas means missing holidays, birthdays, and sometimes even funerals. Does that ever wear on you?
Yeah. To an extent. More so just, you want to be with your people.
Right.
When they're together. That's all. You want to be at functions. As far as like holidays, like, I don't know, like, I missed the marriage. I missed my brother's marriage last year.
I missed my mom's marriage.
Yeah, because I'm in the middle of the season, and I can't get a release for that, because we had a game. But just more so just being around your people,
It always turns into that.
That's all it is.
I be seeing, especially when they be like Thanksgiving, you can't get home for Thanksgiving, you just watching everybody just getting together. I seen everybody at my brother's house. I'm like, dang, man. They picked up my daughter from South Carolina, brought her over. My sister just drove 4 hours out the way to pick her up to make sure she there. I'm like, dang, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on, how much more I'm gonna keep missing of that, bro?
Yeah.
Especially at this point, that's what really, really wears on a player after the years, bro. They be like, I'm missing everything. I'm missing everything.
Yeah.
You,
It's tough. It's tough, bro. It's tough, bro. I mean,
do you feel like the money is worth it? It compensates for the time you missed?
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
it better be worth something. I'm out here doing all this. Shoot.
For sure, man.
It better be worth something.
Man's got to go to work, bro.
Gotta work. Man, that
yeah.
work it don't eat. Sometimes it takes sacrifices.
Man's got to go to work, bro.
It takes sacrifices, bro. And it does. Dang. You know, I used to have, like, so I remember I was talking with my my ex-girlfriend, right? And she said, you don't miss me when I'm leaving, like when we gotta separate. You know what I mean? She's like, I go last time I went crazy. I was just crying and doing all this and that. But you just, like, you don't, I'm like, I ain't seen my daughter at one point for like a year and 4 months. I hadn't seen her. Going to Colombia, I got deported from Colombia. I couldn't go back. She didn't have her visa to go to the States. I didn't have the bread to fly her where I was at. Took like a year, I got the bread to fly her to see me. I spent 2 weeks with her. We won the championship, and I got to spend time with her. When I was about to leave, it just so happened because I left a day early. My flight got delayed. I ended up meeting them in the airport. So I'm with my baby mama and my daughter. It just happened. We just happened to meet back up. I left a day early, but somehow I ended up having to spend that last little time with them.
Yeah.
Right? As I'm leaving to go to my flight, because mine left early, I'm watching my daughter crying, reaching, screaming, running, trying to get to me. I had to see that. Sorry if I don't shed a tear when I'm saying bye. Yeah, you know what I gotta put up with? Like what I had to put up with for the sake of if I don't, this is what I'm best at right now. This is gonna bring me the most amount of money to take care of a life. Like I gotta, pretty much gotta suffer it now. To make a bit for like, because if I don't set you up for the future, I'm really messing you up. If I go, I'm not working at Walmart, brother. That's not, or some goofball place like that. That's not gonna really take care of you for real. You know what I mean? Like, so I was. They call it cold, bro. It's like this life make you hard. I haven't had an overseas relationship that worked. I'm just saying. Not one has worked. Not one. And it's not because I wasn't trying. Shoot, it just don't work.
be like that sometimes.
It
probably.
be like that.
It be like
It
that.
just is what it is. I'm like, shoot, I ain't that bad. I said, people don't know about distant relationships until you really in one, and it's like a lot of people can't handle that. They can't handle that. What's some habits or routines that you do, like that keeps you mentally sharp? Just in like dealing with a season, dealing with being away. Like, what's some things that keep you mentally sharp? Like, when BS is happening, when like stuff is happening, just going through being away. What's some things you do?
I keep my body intact.
You don't even like to lift.
I still keep my body intact. Like everybody.
I would be on you about lifting, bro. You gotta lift.
I lift.
You started lifting and you say, I'm starting to get bouncy again.
True. But I keep my body inside. I usually lift during the season because you have to.
Right.
You with the club.
But off season you don't lift? You look like you lift when you have to lift. Not like, okay, let me just.
I'm more of like a calisthenics guy, bro. Like push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, squats, running. Like I'll run.
Right.
Like miles. Like I'm more of that. If I ain't
Still
gotta
gotta lift, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but you gotta be fluid too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still learning.
Right.
It's year 5 for me. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
I'll tell you this, you're doing more, well, to each his own, because I always lifted. I wasn't a calisthenics type of guy.
Yeah.
I always just lifted. That's one thing I've done since high school. That's what transformed me from ever being able to even make it this far in the game. I know that, hands down, is I got in the habit of lifting weights. And I'm not T, just a big, brolic.
Yeah.
That's not me. I'm lean, but I lift consistently. I've been lifting since my junior year in high school. And I watched it for one summer transform my whole game. And I was like, oh my God. Every answer that I ever had in the game to get better is solved through lifting.
Okay.
Something aching, it ain't strong. You need to lift more. You need to be more attentive in that area. You need to strengthen all the muscles up around you.
I agree.
I'm like, all that comes from lifting weights. Strengthen it. I'm like, solve almost every single problem that and what you put into your body. What you put into your body plays a huge part. I feel like that plays more of a part than all the other stuff. Because a lot of times guys are just get over and doing a lot of stuff like I'm a party and drink and do all that extra, a little bit more than they should, because they're like, I'm about to go work out anyways.
Yeah.
I'm about to go sweat this out. I'm about to go work out a 3-hour practice for sex in the next 5 days. I burn that off nothing. Which is true, but still, you know what I mean? Some guys take it a little extreme because it's the life. No matter what I do, I'm going to be more athletic than we're just in a whole different class of people. We're probably like in the 1 or 3% of people in the world, bro. Of just your natural athleticism at this point of your life. People are unathletic. They are unathletic and not in shape. That is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll finish up on this one right here. Do you believe overseas basketball is evolving, or do you think it's becoming harder for new players to break in? Where do you feel the overall state of the game is going?
I think people will make more money.
Why is that?
Just the way the world is going, there's more streaming, there's more access. Yeah, like there's just more streaming, there's more access, there's more viewers. So naturally you'll make more money. As far as where the game is going, I mean, it's a business. It's going wherever the money is.
Where's the money going right now?
Where? Like, as in where?
Like, where do you feel like most people are getting their money from in the league? You've been around. You've been on Asia. You're over here a little bit. It's got to be Asia, bro. That's where people are getting the most money at.
You mean like business related?
Yeah.
What do I think you get the best check?
Like the most money is flowing right now in overseas basketball. And I'll say outside of EuroLeague. Because most people ain't just going to be playing on a EuroLeague team.
Yeah.
So just about the other 80% of regular leagues and stuff like that, I still believe it's Asia, bro. It's all in Asia, for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of places that'll pay you, bro. There's the Middle East.
Middle East, too? Well, I guess it's different.
Asia,
Middle East and Asia.
There's Europe. I mean,
you know what I want to get into? I want to get into that BAL.
The BAL, Africa.
I want to just play in Africa.
Yeah, I mean, there's an opportunity to make money everywhere, bro. There's an opportunity to make money everywhere. It's just which market fits you best.
Have you found your market yet?
I'm getting there. I've been able to play a lot of different markets, so I'm getting there.
Man, you better go back to China and stay over there.
I'm not a big fan of China, me personally.
I can see that.
So, for me, unless you just offer something that, like, I just need to go get that, like, it's not that big of a deal for me.
Ideally, where would you want to play? I know we just came from.
Wherever feels right, man.
I was just saying, if you ideally say, okay, you got one country that you can go play right now for sure. They got the money that you want. They got the situation that you want. And you get to choose the country, everything. That's very rare. But you get to choose. They got the money I want. They got the situation I want. The league is fire. Everything is good. What country would that be?
I would live in Thailand, in Phuket.
They don't even got a team.
You just gave me the... If you
I
can
mean,
live in
who
one
actually
country,
has a team? Oh, so you'd rather live in Bangkok then? Because that's where the team's at.
you said you can live in one country where they got the bag, they got everything you want, and you just pick the country. Preferably for me,
Thailand.
I'd prefer Thailand by the water. Phuket.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You would take the city, but they don't play in that city. They play in Bangkok, so you would have to take Bangkok.
Yeah, I mean, if that was, but I'm just going off of your hypothetical question. But you're talking about leagues in general.
Yeah, leagues in general.
Like, which league would I go?
That's why I say the country, because you know.
I mean, for long-term purposes, it's hard for me to just choose one. I've only spent the most time in Spain. So Spain, in Europe, Spain would be
I ain't never been in Spain. You know, I want to go.
Yeah, in South America, I mean, I like Argentina so far. Country-wise, it's fine.
A good time here.
Yeah, we were just in Brazil. I think
Brazil was
dope.
just so much love, bro.
I haven't been there though yet, so at least as a pro to play for his.
Yeah, I haven't been there either to play.
Yeah, so I would like to try that. I think it could be fun.
I think that would be a great experience.
Yeah, I think I would.
If from what the experience we had, you know, we go back. They've already put out the schedule for who we play for the next round.
Okay, we won.
We play Franca.
In Brazil. It's a series.
Yep. I don't know if it's a series, but I know we play them. I think it is a series. I think it's the best of 3 or something like that.
That's smooth.
But we're going back to Brazil to play against Franca.
Where's Franca?
It's in one of those towns, bro.
I still want to see it. It's not in like Rio or Sao Paulo.
No. It's his own city. Hopefully it's as good as Belo, what's it called? Belo Horizonte?
I think it'll be fine, bro. Brazil's a nice country, man.
I rock with it. Appreciate you, man. Coming on the pod, chopping it up.
Appreciate you, man.
Peace and love, man. Peace and love. That's what my name. Peace and love.
Always, Brody.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.